Hey, good day, folks. Welcome to another episode of Andrew's Life. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day so far. Uh, on this video, we're going to be driving through the city of Hahira, Georgia. Now, Hahira, Georgia is a small city that is located 16 miles north of Valdosta, Georgia, which that video will be coming up in the near future. Now, the population here. Now, for starters, this city is located in the southern Georgia region, and the population here is currently sitting at 3,384 people. And this is a growing city. The city's probably not going to stay small for too much longer, I anticipate. I mean, this city is a growing city. The population from 2010 to the 2020 census, the population here has grown by 23.6%. The population back during the 2010 census was 2,737 people. So I got a little bit of history about this city, which I'll share with you in a moment here. I mean, as you guys can see, I'm driving through one of their newer neighborhoods that they're building. And no, I do not know what these houses are going to cost. Now, based on my general research of what the lower price houses in this city run, I would say the houses you guys are looking at right now are probably going to go for at least $250,000. The smaller ones will. Now, some of the bigger ones, they're probably going for at least $500,000 if I had to take a guess. And in a moment here, we're going to enter in the city limits. I just drove you guys through that little subdivision because it's right outside the city. And now we are officially in Hahira city limits. So here's a little bit of history about this city, which I think some of you may find a little interesting. Hahira was named after a local cotton plantation that was named after a planter's estate in a West African village of here, I can't pronounce it. It's Hairaare. I forgot to look up the proper way to pronounce it. My apologies, but that's how you spell it. Hahira was incorporated in 1891. Henry Briggs served as the town's first mayor from 1891 to 1907. And people actually started to move to this area in the mid-1800s. Businesses were already established in the area before Hahira was incorporated into a town. A bank was opened in 1904, a newspaper publishing press in 1906, and before 1904, the town only had one doctor's office. Now, after 1904, more doctor offices began to go into business here. Now, cotton used to be the town's cash crop until the 1920s. After the 1920s, tobacco became the new cash crop for the town. Hahira became the manufacturing site for Happy Days cigarettes until 1998. And for those of you that don't realize this, Hahira has always been an agricultural town. That's where its economy has always flourished. And I believe even to this day, it's still an agricultural economy. So timber was also a part of Hahira's economy. Now, for those of you that want to move here, and maybe you got teenagers that like to sag their pants. I remember back in the day when I was a teen, I never sagged my pants, I just wore them baggy. See, I never understood the concept of having your pants hanging so low that people could see your behind. I never understood that. To me, that was just weird. Now, I did used to wear my pants baggy. Like, what I would do is when I went to the store, I would buy pants that may have been a size or two bigger than what I would fit. So what I would do is I'll just buy a belt. But a lot of these people, a lot of these kids out here now, apparently they don't, I don't know. They must not know what a belt is. But anyways, so anyhow, if you have teenagers that still walk around with their pants hanging so low that you can see their underwear or you can see their crack, this is not going to be the city that you're going to want to move to. Because back in 1998, I believe, there was a 2-3 vote to not allow residents to wear their pants with the tops of the pants below the waist. Plus, no underwear or skin is allowed to be revealed. So, basically, no sagging your pants. You gotta wear your pants. You gotta wear pants that fit you right, or you at least have to be willing to wear a belt. Because nobody wants to see your underwear. Nobody wants to see your crack. I mean, and for those of you that have no idea where that style came from, that style actually came from a prison in Louisiana. And basically, in a nutshell, for those of you that still don't know, the whole concept of wearing your pants below your waistline to where people can see your underwear or people can see your crack. I mean, basically, there is a penitentiary in the state of Louisiana that whenever you wore your pants like that, it just basically went to let other inmates know that you were available for certain things. And I'm not going to elaborate on all that because I got to keep it clean for YouTube. But I think most of you get what I'm trying to say. So, many of you guys already knew this, but for the few of you that may have not known that, now you know. So if you have your teenage son, or even as young adults, you out here still wearing your pants below your waist, just think about what I just said. And if you think about it hard enough, you might want to go ahead and buy you a belt. And while you're at it, you might want to buy clothes that fit you properly. Just saying. So yeah, if you got teenagers that are into wearing their clothes a certain way, this is not going to be the community to move to. Now, as far as things to do here, I mean, obviously, when it comes to entertainment, you're gonna, you're only about 15 minutes or so to Valdosta. Now, each year, This city does hold a honeybee festival. They hold it here once a year. They hold a bee festival here once a year during the first week of October, and they've been holding this festival since 1981. And apparently, there's as many as 36,000 visitors that attend per year, which is a lot of people, given the fact that the population here is only a few thousand people. Now, the significance of the Honeybee Festival is during the early 20th century, the beekeeping industry was introduced to Hahira by W.L. Morgan, who was from Shopville. And of course, the purpose of the beekeeping was for the bees to do their thing and take pollen out of the plants and produce honey. Because, as I've said a few minutes ago when I first began the video, this has always been an agricultural type of community here. So that's the significance of the Honeybee Festival in a nutshell. And I would say, well, you guys are going to find out in a minute that the cost of living here is not going to be cheap. So anyhow, before I get to that, first we'll do a little bit of housekeeping. First, we'll cover the racial demographics, which is as follows. You got 73.5% white, 22.3% black. You got 0.92% Native American, which is a little under 1%. And you got 4.4% Hispanic. Now, as far as it goes for the crime here is extremely low compared to the national average crime. Overall crime is, so for every 1,000 people, 25.5 people are likely to be a victim of some type of crime. Now, when it comes to violent crime, your violent crime numbers are very low. I mean, violent crime here is over 50% below the national average. The national average for violent crime is, for every 1,000 people, 3.8 people are likely to become a victim of violent crime. Now, here in Hahira, only 1.5 people are likely to become a victim of crime for every 1,000 people. And property crime here is extremely low. Now, the average for property crime is, for every 1,000 people, 19.5 people will most likely be affected by property crime. That's national average. Now, for Hahira, only 3.2 people per 1,000 people are most likely to be affected by property crime. So, for the most part, you don't really have to worry about somebody walking off with your lawnmower if you accidentally leave it out in the yard while you go inside and take a sip on whatever beverage you like to drink whenever you get thirsty during these hot summer days. So if you decide to go in and you decide to crack open a beer and take a few drinks, maybe drink a little too much and fall asleep, and then forget that you were cutting your grass, there's a better chance here that might go out a couple of hours or so later, and your lawnmower will still be sitting there waiting for you. Now, me personally, I wouldn't put my money on it. I would still use some common sense and lock your crap up. Now, if you're looking to live here, the good news is, if you got children, the public school system here is very good. The school system here gets an A, which is wonderful, obviously. Well, the not so good news here for some of you is the cost is going to be the cost of living. Now, if you're looking to rent here, the median rent prices go from $1,000 to $2,060 a month. So rent prices are not cheap. And when it comes to purchasing a home, I mean, right now the cheapest houses for sale is priced at $210,000. And according to what I saw on Realtor.com, for $210,000, you're getting nothing special. A lot of your houses are going to be under 1,500 square feet in size. Your lot sizes are not going to be that big either. Most of your lot sizes for that price are going to be under 2/10 of an acre. If you get extremely lucky, you might find something that's a little over 2/10 of an acre. But for the most part, you can look for under. I'll put it to you like this: you can, for the most part, your lot sizes will be under 1/4 of an acre. There, I'll put it like that. So basically, for $210,000 here, you're getting nothing special. Now, it appears to me that the majority of the houses that are for sale appear to be newer homes too. So maybe with some of your older homes, people are not letting them go. They're hanging on to them. They're keeping them. And if for those that live in this town and are natives, I will keep my older home because, like I told you before, I'm not a fan of newer houses. I like older houses 100 times better. And so, yeah, I mean, honestly, for me personally, I think this is a nice town to live in. Obviously, I can't live in this town because, for starters, I don't have the money to live in this town. I think the cost of living here, I mean, even if I had the money, the cost of living here is a little higher than what I desire to pay. I'll put it to you like that. But other than that, again, if you don't mind living somewhere to where you're not going to be that close to a major metro area, this could be a good place to live. But again, this is one of those communities where you're conveniently located only 15 minutes or so outside of Valdosta, which is a mid-sized city here in southern Georgia. Now, as far as it goes for a major metro area, I mean, off the top of my head, I would say the closest metro area to here is going to be about a couple of hours away, give or take. So, if you're one of those people that you need to be close to a major metro area, this may not be the community for you. Now we're going to jump over to Niche and we're going to see what other people say about this city. Alrighty. Now there's been a total of 25 reviews, and out of 25 reviews, this city scores a 4 out of a 5-star rating based on 25 reviews. Now here's a quick breakdown. 6 people think this city is excellent. 12 people think this city is very good. 5 people think this city is average. One person thinks the city is poor. One person thinks the city is terrible. Now, as I typically do on these kind of videos, I'm gonna read 2 to 3 reviews out of each category. I'm gonna start with the excellence, and then I'm gonna go down to the terrible. In this case. So with that being said, let's see. This first one was written 6 months ago. It's a 5-star, and it reads as follows. It is a small town with lots of hospitality. Everyone is friendly to everyone, and everyone knows everyone. Downtown is continuing to grow. It now has 2 coffee shops, and it will be getting a bar with live music on the weekends. I recommend stopping by the small shop in downtown. They are amazing. The next 5-star review was written in December of 2021, and it reads as follows. I was born and raised in Hahira, Georgia. It is a great small town and community. This small town is a great place to grow up. Well, I meant to say Hahira. I think that's how I pronounce it. I get mixed up every so often. It's Hahira. Anyways. Let's see. I'll read one more. And the third 5-star comment was written November of 2019. Reads as follows. Walking into the city, especially around Christmas time, makes you feel like walking in on a stereotypical small southern town movie set. Everyone basically knows everyone. Alright, and the first 4-star comment, which I'm getting ready to read, was written May of 2021, and it reads as such. Hahira is a quaint and quiet town with lovely small businesses and kind people. Hahira has great schools and clean neighborhoods. The town is packed with pride. Let's see, the next 4-star comment review was written in February of 2018, and it reads as such. I love that Hahira is a small, quiet town, and the festivities that they do every year. I have walked around the city for exercise, and everyone seems so friendly. You don't have to go to Valdosta just to get groceries. There is a Harvey's there that has great pricing. Not much of a nightlife, but if you're more of a homebody like me, this would be the perfect place to settle down. And the third 4-star was written, 4-star comment was written January of 2018, and it reads as follows. Hahira is a great small town to grow up in. Everyone knows each other, family, and has known each other for centuries. That's what they meant to say. Alright, now the first 3-star comment was written May of 2021, and it reads as follows. It's an okay small town, but it's getting overcrowded because most people want their children in the schools here. Hahira police department is horrible and rude. Okay, the next 3-star comment was written July of 2017, and it reads as such. Hahira is a very small town in South Georgia. It is right next to Valdosta. There is really no big commute here. The town has one stoplight, one main road. If you like small country living, this is a place for you. I felt very safe raising my family here. Okay, now we're going to move on to the person that said this town was poor. Well, they rated it poor, I mean. So this is a 2-star. It's an older one. It's an older comment. It was written back January of 2015, and it reads as such. There are not many jobs. That's all they said. Which, you know, in a small town like that, you're not going to find many jobs. I mean, for one, you're not close to a major metro area. And of course, back in 2015, when they typed that comment, it was really small back then. So, yeah. So, alright. Now the person that rated this town as terrible, now this comment is not that old. This comment was written February of 2022. It reads, now this is a 1-star. It reads as follows. Hahira is a very segregated town. People are not friendly unless you're Caucasian, plain and simple. Schools are very much segregated as well. Police are very rude and racist as well. Doing a documentary on this town to show the world that racism does live in Hahira, Georgia, 2022. And alright folks, that's going to complete my commentary. I hope you guys got something out of the commentary today. And there's still a few more minutes left of the video, so I would love for you to stick around and watch those few minutes. And I hope you enjoy the video today. And if you like what I do, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. And also make sure your notifications are on, so whenever I put out a new video, you guys know. So on that note, stay blessed, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.